Welcome to Pantry Purge Day 1. So happy to have you here. We have a great bunch of content lined up for you the next 5 days. Today we're going to talk about ingredients. We're smack in the middle of the supermarket because that's where we're going to start with packaged foods. In later days we're going to get to the fresh stuff. But today we're talking packaged, so go ahead and crack open your pantries because we are going to look at some labels. First thing I want you to notice on the label is an expiration date. That expiration date requires some critical thinking to figure out if the food is okay to hold on to or purge. So use your common sense. Expiration dates come from the FDA. They do not indicate spoilage. So they are an indication to the supermarket of when to toss a food. So it's an estimation of shelf life. So again, use your common sense and think practically. If you find, let's say, a jar of peanut butter in your pantry and it's unopened, but it expired a few months ago, it's probably okay to eat because it's sealed. I would open it up, you can use it, store it in your fridge and enjoy it in the next few days. On the other hand, if you find a jar of peanut butter in your fridge and it's already opened and you can't remember when you opened it and you're not sure when you bought it, probably should pitch it. Because who knows what's growing in there. Open food can grow microbes like bacteria and fungus, and you don't want any of that in your food. Even though you can't see it, smell it, or taste it, it can cause harm. Another thing about expiration dates, anything that is dry and stored in your home, like stuff we don't use very often, like our spices, our dried herbs, flowers, seeds, nuts, cereals, if you're not using them often, I recommend storing them in the fridge. And keep an eye on those expiration dates. And if you come across one that's expired or you know it's been open a long time or you can't remember when you last opened it or used it, just pitch it. Not worth it. Again, can cause sickness. So I got a few items here. We're going to talk a little bit about ingredients. When you look at an ingredient label, you want to notice the order of the ingredients and how long the list is. And you want to notice the words, how hard they are to pronounce or how long they are, because that's going to give us a lot of clues. A lot of the most harmful additives and chemical preservatives in our foods, they can cause harm. Some of them have, in studies, been shown to possibly cause cancer, inflammation, toxicity, hormone imbalance, DNA disruption. So we want to stay away from any of those for sure. First thing to do when you look at a label is you want to notice how many ingredients there are, what the first ingredient is, and if it makes sense to you. If you are looking, for instance, at this, which looks like a nice juice, and it even says on it organic. But when I look at the ingredients, the first ingredient is water and then sugar. That's not a good sign because ingredients are listed in the order of their quantity, in descending order, the most prominent ingredient first, down to the last. So the first few ingredients should absolutely be based on whatever the food is. To give you a good example, I've got 2 dark chocolate bars here. This one is a special dark bar. The first ingredient here is sugar. Probably not a good choice. This dark chocolate bar, first ingredient is chocolate and then cocoa powder, then cocoa butter, and then sugar. Much better choice. Sugar's way down on the list. Means there's not as much sugar in it. This is probably hardly any chocolate in it, mostly sugar. Okay, so word about sugar. I avoid added sugar at all costs. But if you are eating products with sugar, make sure it's a product that should have sugar in it. Here's an example. These have sugar in the ingredient list. Why is sugar in the crackers? Sugar shouldn't be in salty crackers, right? Not in my opinion. Or in peanut butter, for that matter. There's also sugar in the peanut butter. Ditch it. Okay, this I would expect to have sugar. This should be ditched anyway. Anything with sugar as the first ingredient should be ditched. Not good for you. Very inflammatory. Okay, back to our longer ingredients, those chemical names. Here's my 3 rules. If it's too long to pronounce, it doesn't make sense, don't eat it. If the ingredient list itself is so long that you have to squint to read it, or it takes up most of the package, don't eat it. And third, if it's not something your grandparents ate, don't eat it. So those are my little rules for today. I do have a handout that I'm preparing that everyone present will receive. If you've got comments or questions or concerns, please put them below. I'll be monitoring those and responding. And we'll see you tomorrow for the next episode. We're going to be moving into the fresh aisle and we're going to do produce. Thanks so much and have a great evening. Bye-bye.